Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm MaryAnne, and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to my Sun Sign Love Connection daily reading. And today we are on the sun sign of Gemini as the known sun sign, as we go around the astrology wheel. And then the highlighted connection today will be Scorpio. Beautiful. So we'll talk a little bit about each of those sun signs, and then I will be reading under three major categories the tarot energy and messages that are coming through for this beautiful highlighted connection of Gemini and Scorpio. And then I will actually be reading an individual sign for every single other sign in the zodiac, so that you can get some real interesting energy and connections for every single connection you have, because there's so many different types on so many levels, all pertaining to love fundamentally, right? In some capacity. So that's what we're doing. And then also I do want to mention today is October 16th, 2020. It's our new moon in Libra. And I love new moons. I love the energy that they bring to all of us to initiate, to imagine, to bring forth the dreams and the desires to the fullest extent. If you write it down, if you just sit and meditate on it, I'm going to light my beautiful new moon intentions candle for you that I absolutely love, and it has this gorgeous amethyst stone in it, just for that healing protection to ward off energies we don't need in our life, which of course are present, but we can ward them off and send love to them, right? And light. And so, yes, what I'll do is start with this beautiful connection, talking a little bit about each one. I do want to thank all of you for your support on my channel, new and returning. New if you're interested and you like what you see and you resonate, because you're going to resonate with some, not always with all. And it is for today specifically, your messages, but it certainly can last longer if you're not feeling it instantly. You know, it might be another connection as well, so stay tuned. But I do want to say I appreciate your support greatly. And so I'm going to shuffle as I do this little explanation. Now we're on, like I said, the sun sign Gemini and Scorpio. So we'll start with Gemini. Gemini is an air sign, and right now we are in Libra season, which is also a fellow air sign. So there's a lot of harmonious energy for Geminis, because basically the whole thing about Libras, the predominant personality trait for Libras is about balance. They are the scales. They want complete balance, harmony, equilibrium, fairness, justice. They are both air signs, so they live their life through their thoughts, through their mind, you know, wanting to expand the mind and the way to communicate and to connect with others. I mean, it's essential, excuse me, for Libras to be in relationships of all type. That's what fuels them and gives them that drive, and particularly love, of course. But like I said, love comes in many forms. So you've got this beautiful kind of feeling happening with Gemini, and it definitely caters to relationships this month. Yes, because of Libra season, but also we've had the planet Mars, the incredible fiery planet, you know, that's all about war and aggression and determination and fire and passion and movement and action, right? Well, it's been in Aries for some time and in retrograde in Aries for a while, and will continue to be until November 13th. But when it's in retrograde Aries, it's calmed the energies down somewhat. It absolutely becomes more introspective, and it definitely, being the polar opposite of Libra, is connected to the whole aspect of relationships and working through things and making that peace, making that harmony appear again. New relationships, ones that have been evolving, ones that have been together for a long time, finding new ways to communicate and to share and to compromise. Like I said, it's essential, it's beautiful, it's energies being brought to us. What we choose to do with them is always up to us. These are messages and energies that come through. I love to be the messenger for you, and these are the tools. But I never predict futures, and I never say this is an absolute. It's so individual in so many ways. But I hope that the beautiful aspects of the energy that's coming through will affect you in beautiful ways. And the Gemini is also a mutable sign, which means that they are very adaptable. They can move and change and conform very, very easily. And they are the duality sign, which is the twin. So, you know, you've got different perspective, different personalities, different ideas. You know, they're full of energy. They're incredibly creative, incredibly intelligent. They want to teach and speak and profess their knowledge to anyone they can. They are wonderful and fun and caring. And yes, air signs are known for being detached. And basically that means they live their life through their thoughts, okay? But they are extremely emotional. I mean, sometimes overly emotional. And you won't necessarily see that. But if you're close and you know them, you will definitely recognize that in them. They have a heart of gold and they care greatly for people. And, you know, their energy is unbelievable. It's unmatched. It's kind of hard to keep up with them sometimes. But then you have the side that can be completely different and calm and reserved. And so it's always kind of interesting, you know, but really, really caring and sometimes forgetful and maybe, you know, in too many things at once, too many fingers in the pie. Always interested in the next, you know, thing because their energy is such that they're just so quick, you know, they need to know more and learn more. And I've always found them as a Libra. Well, they've always been a part of my life. You know, they just show up and that's all part of this beautiful, unseen, mystical part of life that happens with astrology and relationships in general. And so then you have the highlighted connection, which is that of Scorpio. Well, Scorpio is incredibly sensitive and very, very deep. Now, Scorpio is a water sign. Water signs are all about their feelings and their emotions. And the intensity that comes from the Scorpio is very hard to miss because they can be so incredibly magnetic. I mean, they don't even have to say anything and you just feel this power behind them. They are very strong personalities, very strong people. Even the most reserved, you sense this mystery, kind of secretive aspect to them and you want to know more, you want to understand more. They are ruled by the planet Pluto, and Pluto is completely and totally about transformation, the deepest kind. Scorpios know innately and consistently about transformation. That's what their whole life is about. And not only for themselves and to better themselves and to completely, you know, transform and what is it when you reinvent yourself? And they can do so many different things in their life and they excel at all of them because that power and passion behind them is so very vivid and clear. And they want to help others transform. They want to be there and leave a legacy that will be remembered, you know, to their near and dear ones. They're extremely loyal. They are kind of black and white. They're fixed sign. They know what they want. They have their ideals. They're very determined. They can be a little bit conservative with money, and therefore they tend to amass great wealth. They have the ability to be and conform and do pretty much any kind of career, and they will excel in it. I promise you that. They don't sit on their laurels. They will work hard and they will work in their relationships, and they have a possessive side to them. They like the sensuality aspect of life. They are very much about feel. That is what water creates. And it's really beautiful in a lot of ways, certainly intimacy-wise. And with this energy of the, you know, the beautiful Libra balance, that's what's happening for all signs, including Scorpio. And yet we're approaching Scorpio season on the 22nd when they have their solar return and birthdays. So it'll be pretty soon, next week, but we also have the beautiful Mercury retrograde that happened, 2 days ago? In Scorpio on the 13th, I believe it was. So yeah, it's intense, but it also reveals and it lets you see things and hear things about the truth. They're all about revealing the truth and removing the shades and the mystery as well, because there's a lot of untruths that we had not been aware of, and trust myself, you will be hearing about them certainly through Scorpio season, and that will be through November 22nd, also through the retrogrades, because they tend to bring back situations that were not clear, that needed to be worked through, which once again, the new moon can help with. You know, they're opposition type of energies, but they absolutely work together. This can be a very passionate relationship. It can be great in partnerships. There's great intelligence, which is important for Scorpios. They like dealing with that. They like authenticity. And, you know, it may be hard for them to keep up with the Geminis at times, but it gives them excitement. And that's really important too. So they balance each other out. But let's read the energies coming through the main 3 categories for this beautiful highlighted connection. And those will be, so universe, please bring the most important, clear, uplifting, and authentic messages that you can for the beautiful Geminis and Scorpios. Okay, so the very first energy, beautiful, is overall energy, and that's what's happening up in point to this reading. And we have the Tower. So, I mean, people are like, no, not the Tower. The Tower is the major arcana. The Tower is pretty much what it says. There's just a complete change. There's that transformation that Scorpio is so fond and so aware of and so accepting of. You know, it's something they've experienced their whole life, with the Pluto being their ruling planet, and digging deep and making those changes, you know, and really solidifying their interests and their desires and drives. And so I feel like a lot of the Towers have already occurred, but if for any reason it hasn't, the new moon may bring in some kind of information that was totally unexpected. And I believe that there's a conjunction somehow later today in regards to the new moon with Uranus, who's the planet of complete unexpected surprises, good and bad. So who knows what's coming up? But let me tell you, whatever change is happening, whether it's known or you're creating it, which also represents the Tower, ideas, epiphanies, just dreams that come through, and your whole life changes. It's better, it's for your betterment, and it will be something that will help you to start new with an even stronger foundation, which is how we need to live our lives in regards to relationships or whatever it is that the Tower is inferring to. So have no fear, but know that, you know, what is not needed will definitely be discarded. And Pluto will do that as well. It's about purging and getting rid of, not necessarily forging forward right now in retrograde, but definitely making decisions and getting rid of things to clear the path is the most important message that just came through. So I like that a lot. It can be very exciting, and I love excitement. I hope you do as well. New moons can bring anything, you know, and they happen every month, but the powerful energy of Libra and that need for absolute balance in things is really, really crucial this month for this new moon. And by the way, we have 2 full moons as well. So 3 moons. First full moon was the Aries full moon on the 1st, and boy, was that powerful and fiery, even in retrograde. I felt it for a few days. And then the new moon, of course, today, and then the full moon again on Halloween in Taurus. So powerful energies that we're all going to be feeling, and that I hope are going to be something that makes us feel exhilarated and recognize truth. And then the next category is under possible blessings or obstacles. And you have the beautiful 9 of Pentacles. Now this is such a beautiful card in so many ways. I love it. I seem to get it a lot in my own personal readings. It is the earth element with the pentacles or coins. And it is the 9, which is about completion. So the very next coin would be the 10, and that's the highest you can reach. So I know there's been a lot of stalls in everyone's life this year, and everything is pretty much open. I can't speak for other countries and know fully, but I just started my work again I found out late last Friday on my birthday of all things, and it came so unexpectedly, but it was so beautiful after 7 months, and we've all experienced this. It's an independent sign, knowing we're going to stand strong. We've got ideas. We know what to do now. We've had a lot of time to think about things. A lot of it was out of our hands. We know that. But feeling strong, feeling empowered, staying grounded. We actually have Venus, the planet of love, beauty, money, you know, magical, beautiful Venetian energy in Virgo, which is also an earth sign. So it's kind of really resonating with this. staying that practical ground, keeping that balance, feeling strong, feeling empowered, being especially appreciative for what we have at this time that you've created. You know, it always has co-creation involved. We're always co-creating with the universe. But there was a lot of work and dedication, and it's only growing. So this is a beautiful, I would say, blessing, you know, but, you know, any possible obstacle, of course, from it, which could be an individual thing, this is a general reading, would be just the understanding that you can change and grow with every given day, you know, and that's something to really consider. And so the last category is under what I like to do, the finances. And that's really, once again, our physical, tangible parts of life. What's happening? What are the messages? What's our foundation? And you end with Temperance, which is also a major arcana. And this is also representative of the sign of Sagittarius, that fiery energy, once again, you know, that fire in our belly to really want to accomplish and to create. And, you know, with the Libras, they're very creative and very artistic, and they want that balance as well. So in addition to Libra season and the alchemy we can do with our money, changing water to wine, and as above, so below, as far as changing the position of our money, and from rags to riches sort of, you know, aspect and feeling, and knowing with patience and, you know, fortitude and real drive and intention, I think is the best word, that we write down today, especially, like I said, with the new moon, watching it grow, planting the seed now, and recognizing for the next full moon, I guess, in Libra, which will be, what, 6 months? It goes from the new moon, and usually 6 months later, absolutely seeing incredible, unbelievable transformational changes, especially with most of the planets going from Earth to air, which is Aquarius next year, and that's Libra and also Gemini. So a lot of air, a lot of truth, a lot of changing, a lot of breaking tradition and so forth, and money can be so prevalent. What do you want to do? How strong is your drive? That's the real aspect of this, but not going crazy right now. Thinking things through, and this has to do with how you take care of yourself in order to be the best you can be, doing your work, doing your dream, you know, fulfilling your dream, your relationship. It could have to do with that, and securing money together in this relationship, building a home and family. But it's beautiful, and it's definitely, it's a positive. Just know and ask for that help, ask for that guidance. Keep yourself strong by just being still at times and listening to the messages that come through. But I love these. These are beautiful, important, hopefully uplifting messages for you. And then I'm going to pull the one for each sign, like I said, after that. So I've done this before. It's funny, but I just realized as I'm starting, I've actually pulled one for the same sign and all the other readings I've done, but I won't do that today. So we're going to start with, because the sign for Gemini is Scorpio, let's just continue to go counterclockwise, and it'll be Gemini and Sagittarius. Now, Sagittarius is a fire sign, and Gemini is an air sign, and you are actually considered polar opposites. You're directly across from each other on the astrology wheel. And let me tell you, there's power, and there's great opposition, and yet incredible, beautiful, uniting energy because of that. There's such complementary energy. You two can work together amazingly. I've seen this in long-term committed relationships. The opposition is so important. You add things to each other that you don't necessarily have in your own chart or your own, you know, personal astrology sun sign. The Sagittarian is definitely powerful and adventurous, and they are a mutable sign as well. So there's that common, you know, energy that works really well with the two of you, because you can you're mutable, you're changeable, and you're adaptable, and you can move and travel. And Sagittarius is the sign of travel. They're half man, half horse, and they're constantly on the move. And if it's not physical, it's mental. But they are very, very active, very optimistic. They are extremely interested in high learning and education and philosophical things. and they're known for that specifically. They could be extremely astute when it comes to astrology or all the things that are not necessarily the norm in life, because they like to break the barrier. They don't like to be boxed in their freedom-seeking sign. And that works really well with you too, Gemini, because you absolutely love your relationships and you will give your heart and soul, as will Sagittarius, but you want that part that you can let you be free and be individual and be independent, doing your job or whatever it is you need to do to really add to the relationship, you know. Ruled by Jupiter, I mean, there's so much luck and beauty that can happen with the two of you in all circumstances. I have always said Sagittarius is someone that gets along with every single sign, and they're not necessarily willing to commit a lot of times when they're certainly older and so forth, depending on the phase of their life. But they make amazing friends, and you have such great time and fun, and you can just talk and dream and like I said, travel and see the world together. And it's a beautiful connection. So the energies coming through for you are the Four of Swords. That is definitely making sense. We are in a retrograde, Mars and Mercury. This is about resting. The swords represent the air, Gemini. That's you. You're in your element. And I think the two of you need to take a retreat and just go and have fun. I mean, this is time to stop. You're not going to push forward. And if you try to, I'm not saying it won't happen, you know, but I would say that there will be delays and there will be something you'll have to come back to. I see that this is something that you want to contemplate on, knowing that conversation will renew and come back again to the table. But to just take it easy right now is what I'm seeing for the two of you. And I'm seeing that as being a welcome energy. There's a lot that's gone on, a lot that we've all taken in, and it's beautiful. I like seeing that a lot for you. Then we go on to Gemini and Capricorn. Very, very different, but once again, very helpful. Capricorn is an earth sign. Capricorn is grounded. They are incredibly determined, and they are the goat. So, you know, the whole analogy is that a goat can climb the highest mountain. They don't think twice. They know they're going to do it. They just want to know what's on the other side. And by hook or by crook, they will achieve what they set out to do. They're a very resourceful energy. They are leadership and authority, and they like to be recognized for that. They love money. They love all the things that money brings. They can be very laid back as opposed to your incredible, I would say, more social most of the time energy. Not all Geminis, but most of the time. And they're fine with that. You know, they actually take pride in watching the connection with that and their friends because they think it's hilarious. And they too have great sense of humors. And so there can be insightful and deep passion and understanding with this too. You're going to have a friend for life, you know, because they're very, very loyal as well. Earth signs are not in a rush. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, so they absolutely know the meaning of time, which is what Saturn is. It's father time, and it's just about dedicating and being patient and persevering and just like, you know, just being that reliable, steadfast energy that I think is great to have around. Your energy message is absolutely perfect. It is the King of Capricorn. The King of Pentacles represents Capricorns, Taurus, or Virgos. And this is the maturity of all things, the amassing of wealth. This whole year has been about Capricorn, and a lot of the Capricorn planets, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn, the outside planets, were retrograde for a good 4 months. Well, they're all forward now. And they're all... Sorry about that. They're clustered together again, moving forward. So there's time before the end of the year to finish, complete, and have some incredible opportunities coming through. And in conjunction to you, Gemini, this could be beautiful. This could be a new home. This could be a new venture, a new partnership. Just that security that everybody loves. And it feels beautiful. And it's generous. And it's definitely heart. There's a lot of deep passion with earth signs. Even if it's not noticeable on the outside, when you know them, you will understand that. That's wealth. That's beautiful. And then you move on to Aquarius. Well, that is your sister, brother, fellow air sign. Wow. They're flying out of here like crazy. And And that just feels good. I know so many connections with the same elements, right? That tend to hang out together because they just get each other. They have the same understanding. They both are the sign of air, which is about the mind and expansion and learning. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and that's it's in a conjunction state, so they're very familiar with the attitude and the aspects of Uranus being change and unexpected and surprise and definitely scientifically connected and having to do with future and innovations and technology and just beautiful things that can change our lives as a world, as a globe. And that's what the whole aspect of Aquarius is about. It's helping the world. You know, they're usually leaders in groups, and they want to deal and be the person who delegates things, right? They're big at delegating. They know how to do. They're usually in charge, and they usually know what's right. They are fixed signs, so they're kind of a little hard on changing their mood or their ideas. But they have a big heart as well, and they really want to help. They just they're determined, you know, and those are the fixed signs. They get really determined. So this is beautiful energy for the two of you. What do you have? King of Swords. That's it right there. There's the swords. There's the determination, but it's also clarity and maturity, once again, with the king. Somebody who's very, very wealthy, a lot of times, very, very established, usually in fields of law, doctors, those type of things. It reminds me, it makes me think that if you need checkups, this is the time to do it, with that beautiful Libra balancing and harmonizing for our bodies as well as the outside world. It's all relative. But just staying on top of that and recognizing that truth will prevail. Conversations of worthiness will come forth for the two of you. And it's really important because, you know, clarity is a must right now. And it's going to be a little confusing, like I said, regardless, because of the retrogrades, but not for long. So prepare and, you know, I don't know, rethink things, revisit things, redo things, you know, something you've already started together. You want to just kind of really reevaluate and work together on the relationship, and it's a beautiful energy. It's a go. So then we have Pisces and Gemini, and I love this. Pisces are the water sign as well, and they're so sensible and sensitive, and very, very, very vulnerable and passionate and romantic, impressionable, artistic, creative. I can go on and on. It's just they're selfless. They care a great deal. They're very, very much kind of the, let's go with the flow. They're the two fishes going in two different directions. They too are a mutable sign like Gemini. They also have moods, and they tend to be very sensitive and kind of, you know, I mean, they're ruled by water, by Neptune, the unclear, the fantasy, the hidden. You know, and that's always with them. And it's just kind of really wanting to go and kind of escape is another big thing, whether it be through acting or creativity and their artistic endeavors. They're very good at that. They are beautiful, loving people, and you cannot miss their caring. Sometimes to a fault, you know, they can be over-giving. So you want to keep that balance. And so the two of you can have just the best time. Laughter comes to mind. Your energy message is the Five of Cups. So there's the sensitivity and the emotions, and that's what water is, right? So it's recognizing the things that have gone, not wanting to dwell on that, and helping each other out, because there's the two standing behind, which could be you two, standing strong, feeling blessed, feeling fulfilled, and just working forward, going forward on, because we've all felt, whether it's because of reality and actual losses that many of us have incurred. And my heart goes out to everybody. I send Reiki healing energy and restorative energy to the world every day. But it's also just really wanting to fine-tune our relationships and the emotion, and sharing that and giving and feeling more like we need to give and to express that more. And counting our blessings always comes to mind with that. Looking into being in the present, but looking in the future. And then we have the beautiful Gemini and Aries. This is really fun and exciting too. There you have the fire and the air, and that's just a beautiful combination. It's the bellows, it's adding the air to the fire to ignite and to come up with ideas and expression. And you know, Aries is the first sign, and they are so fiery. And yes, Aries is in retrograde. Mars is in retrograde in Aries. And so, yeah, they're not as able to go forward like they really want to, but they're not completely done. This is the time to relax, like I said. I see the two of you doing some traveling and some just playtime. You know, Aries is pretty straightforward, and they really like to be in charge, and they just go full tilt ahead. I think you kind of admire that too, Gemini. It can be fun, and you know that you're going to have somebody that's strong and confident and wants to be there for you and support you. And they absolutely do. Trust me, I've known many Aries. It's a beautiful combination, and your energy is the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, so that is just beautiful abundance and luxury. And the Queen is the nurturing, the maternal part of all of us, including males. It doesn't mean gender-wise. It's just giving from the heart, and that is exactly what happens when the two of you can get together. That's beautiful energy for you. And then we have Taurus, Gemini. That's right, right next to you. So you kind of feel that energy anyway, and you kind of understand that earth quality, and you really kind of dig it. And once again, it's a grounding energy, and those Tauruses are very strong and very determined, and they are the sign ruled by Venus, which is completely about beauty and luxury and security. And believe me, they have it, and they will do what it takes because they get that. They just know that it takes patience and drive and determination, and they work like crazy, like a workhorse, right? But their love is so strong and deep, and they're a fixed sign. They're known as being stubborn because they too are determined when they want something, and they're not going to just give up. And you like that a lot, and you kind of like the chase a little bit, you know? That's kind of fun. But they're really loyal and beautiful friendships here that can be had. And you have the lovers. That's your energy for Taurus, Gemini, and that is the perfect selection. It is about love. So something really special is happening, and especially with the energies, and you can create and manifest, you know, write it down and believe it with this new moon. I think that speaks for itself. But if it isn't love specifically and you're in a partnership, it's the perfect selection. It's the right choice, you know, and you've given it thought. It's not like you were just like, you weren't flippant about this. Has been something you really feel good about, the two of you. Right choices in whatever it is you're speaking about or dealing with. And then you have the beautiful Cancer on the other side of you, that water, you know, and Cancers are super sensitive as well. They're ruled by the moon. They're really feeling this energy right now. They always do with every cycle of the moon, every phase. It really affects them being ruled by it. Water tends to really always be the predominant element that picks up on things and psychically knows and feels what people are feeling, sometimes to a point where they have to retrieve. It becomes overwhelming. So allow that, Gemini. You know how talkative and how you can express, and you never stop, and you just want to really, and that beautiful Cancer can keep up with you, don't get me wrong, but they do have times that they need to just be still and kind of build that energy back up, and it's never personal. It's just that need for them. And I understand that you understand that. And you have beautiful love for each other. And they care greatly about those that they love and their families and whoever they consider their family. So this is beautiful. But right now with the retrograde in Scorpio, which is the fellow water sign, there could definitely be some miscommunication. But it's temporary. It's, well, through November 3rd and then a shadow period. But it's going to be done. You know, this happens 3 times a year. We all go through it. And we learn from it. So there you are. There's the 5 of Swords. That's the air energy, and that's communication. A little bit of conflict in the communication area, but not necessarily between you two. Maybe you're just tired of what you're hearing on the outside. Maybe you're shutting that down together. You're both taking time to just retrieve. And that'd be really helpful right now. And then you two can together just build that intentions for what you want to see happening this new moon. And really feeling loving about it. And, you know, knowing what to cut out. That's the most important thing. And then you go on to Gemini and Leo. Whew! Beautiful, beautiful energy. Air and fire, once again. Fiery, passionate, beautiful Leo, right? Ruled by the sun. That vitality and energy is non-mistakable. I mean, they have great passion, and they are, yeah, they can flare up, and they can possibly be very affected by this Aries retrograde, where it really starts to boil us up when we think about what's happening. And you know, a lot of fire signs, they don't hold back. They're really fast sometimes to just come out with stuff, and then they think about it later, and they think, oh, sorry, but I said what I meant, and I had to say it. You know, they're very much about truth. Sometimes to a fault, right? But there's great love there between the two of you. It's a great combination. I see it all the time. And you have the Page of Cups. And that's exactly what the beginning of love, the beginning or initiation with the new moon of the balance and the working through and the heartfelt, absolute caring for each other. You know, children, your childlike self, you know, bringing that out. The fun, remember that? Having fun. And I know Leos love to, no holds barred, no expenses are too great when they want to have fun and to share with those that they love. Trust me, they will put you on a pedestal, and it's beautiful. So good information about that coming through. And then Virgo, Gemini and Virgo, a lot of combination with this. Once again, very opposite. But Virgo right now having, you know, Venus in their sign is very alluring and very attractive, and there's a lot of beautiful things happening romantically for all signs with Virgo. That includes you, Gemini. They are, you know, grounded, reliable, very, very caring, organized, determined, intelligent. They too are ruled by Mercury like you are. So it's the mind. You love to talk. You could talk for days and days, incorporating ideas and initiating beautiful possibilities. Entrepreneurial things, you know, come to mind. Just long-term dedication for each other, for everybody, and, you know, good love here. And you have the Eight of Cups. So this is about, once again, the new moon starts new cycles. The cups are our emotions. They are our losses, our hurts, the grieving we experience. And they're about standing strong with the Eight of Cups and moving away from it. You can immerse yourself in that energy, and it's necessary to heal a lot of times. There's no time frame for when it comes to grieving. I know I'm grieving for lost relatives of my own. But I will say that there's this definite strong energy of wanting to move forward and look for better times. And the two of you together can console each other and be strong and help each other out that way. The remainder of this month and onward, of course. So then we have Libra, and I love Libra for you, Gemini. I'm a Libra. Many Gemini friends. Libra is the air sign. We're in Libra season. The new moon is today in Libra. If there's ever a need to be balanced and fair and to work any kind of situation out, but more importantly, just to love each other and have fun, which is what happens, it's now. So there's not much more that needs to be said. Libras do care about fairness in relationships, and they will work through it as best they can. And recognize other opinions and such, you know, that's important to them. Oh, and you have the Two of Swords. So interesting, there's a crossroad during this particular time, which makes sense in the retrogrades, right? You have ideas, you're a little bit confused. Which way do I go? Which option do I take? Maybe more than one option when it has to do with money, a new job, a new position, a new idea. You know, just really kind of waiting, trusting your intuition, talking about it together. Don't feel rushed. The communication is there. It's available to you. You both know how to talk and communicate. That's your forte. So, yeah, but don't be discouraged or disillusioned. The new moon also brings insight and opportunity to be given messages and guidance. So I like that a lot as well. Don't be taken by the swords as being anything but hopefully helpful with the two of you, with this partnership or connection. So those are the beautiful energies for all of them. And I see some incredible, wonderful connections happening for you, Gemini. And then I'm going to finish with your two oracle messages. The first is, of course, the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. So this will be for every single beautiful connection having to do with Gemini. For today, the 16th of October, 2020 and forward. May we pick the most beautiful and uplifting, loving energy message needed to be known. And for you, we have poised. And all of these cards are so incredibly beautiful and illustrated. And it's number 48. And that's a 12, and that becomes 3. So there's growth, there's collaboration, cooperation, poised, kind of just feeling good and not necessarily needing to rush, but let me read you what it specifically says. I'm still reading these. I just got these last week on my birthday, and I'm loving them so much. I've seen them for years, and I've always wanted them. So 48 says, 47, 48. If you haven't subscribed, I would greatly love you doing that because it's so supportive and YouTube loves it and they'll share and you can comment and, you know, interact with me, and it's super important to me. I love it, and it's super free. So that would be beautiful. And so 48 is poised, essential meaning being ready, bringing something to light, being at your best confidence. Isn't that beautiful for the new moon and onward? After everything that's happened, and it doesn't surprise me a bit, Gemini, you are so capable. The Oracle's message, you can be assured that you are ready for anything right now. You know what you need to do. You know your skills are sharp, and you've come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge. And you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. Wow, is that synchronistic? People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. This is so perfect. Thank you, Spirit. Well, I hope you're able to utilize that, and I feel like you are. You wouldn't even be watching these channels, I don't think, if you didn't honestly have that like-minded understanding about the mystical world that's so present and seen or unseen. You know, it's actually happening at every single moment. And then I'm going to read your beautiful super attractor manifestation message or mantra or affirmation for you, specifically for today and moving forward for the remainder of the month in this beautiful new moon energy. And it's about feeling the life you want and bringing it into manifestation. And let me tell you, I happen to know a few Geminis that are very good at that, and they've worked at it, and they believe it, and they feel it, and therefore it happens. I can decide today to recalibrate my energy and commit to love and joy. And I think it says everything it needs to. I love it for you. I love you, Geminis, and I hope that you enjoyed your reading. I look forward to having come back, and, you know, once again, take extremely good care of yourself and don't feel pressured or rushed, but do acknowledge the incredible power to initiate today and onward. And let me know how that goes. Until next time, take good care. Bye for now.